It's time for our basic first mark sheet of the match. Let's see how Ajit Agarkar marks players from Bangalore and Delhi.
Basic First, specialized platform for JEE Main Advanced, NEET and 6 to 12.
Right, Ajit, convincing win for the Delhi Capital. So let's start with their players and set up essentially by that Marcus STOINIS knock. How would you mark him out of 10 for today?
Easy one, 10. I think, and even though Rishabh Pant was there at that point, it seemed like they were going a little bit slow. They needed some sort of impetus. He don't not only provided that, but he was, he just basically almost at how it turned out, the game batted RCB out of that game. It looked like a 160, 170 perhaps a chase at that point, and RCB would have taken it. But innings like that generally, just flattens mood when you go back in the dressing room after 20 overs.
Yeah, Akshar Patel then showed up with the ball back in the side for Amit Mishra, Ajit, and 2 wickets, and the most economical bowler of the day.
Yeah, I mean, just because Stoinis was so good, I'm giving Akshar 9. But look, it's again that's been the good part about Delhi Capitals. They've been able to replace players either because of injury or some changes. Harshal Patel's come in, even though he didn't have a great night. They have options. Exactly, Akshar Patel, doesn't play one game, comes in. Yes, and there were runs on the board, but he still had to bowl well, and to get a couple of wickets, just broke the back of RCB. Put more pressure on the batsman to follow, who then, even as great as those guys are, the scoreboard pressure did tell. So exceptional performance again.
Yes, and finally, Kagiso Rabada pretty much finished things off. 4 for 24, best figures in the tournament so far. How would you mark Rabada out of 10, Ajit?
Yeah, I think 9, 10. 9, I suppose he would have liked a fifer.
Yeah.
I think he deserved a fifer. Again, just a quality world-class bowler. Does it day in, day out. There are very few ordinary days that he has or tough days that he has on a cricket field. It doesn't matter what format it is, and showed it again. Again, Virat Kohli's wicket. If there was any sort of slight hope that RCB had, it was a set Virat Kohli batting till the end of the innings. Comes back to bowl at him, gets an inside edge. Just quality performer, and DC are lucky to have him.
Right, let's go to the RCB players now. Plenty of bowlers and fast bowlers that we picked, so I'm sure you'll enjoy this. Mohammad Siraj, his first appearance of the tournament, 2 for 34 and 2 good wickets. Set Prithvi Shaw and Rishabh Pant towards the end. How would you mark Siraj out of 10?
Yeah, I think 7 because to come back, first game of the tournament, you haven't had a lot of cricket over the last few months, let alone last few weeks. Okay, you might have been practicing, but it's never the same when you're put under the pump, under pressure against 2 quality players. Prithvi going, and just the intent and the aggression that he showed was good. He's got speed, and he actually made use of it. A lot of times you try and, I know sometimes as a bowler you feel earlier on when you're playing early on in the tournament just to be a little bit conservative. That wasn't the case. He was aggressive, tried to look for wickets, which is never easy in this format. And I think he had a good day. Out of most of the RCB bowlers, he's certainly stood out.
All right, we'll pick a batsman just to change it up a bit. Virat Kohli, top scored for RCB. It wasn't going to be enough. 43 of 39 for the RCB captain. How would you mark him out of 10 for today?
Yeah, I think 6. I thought he looked good while he batted. I'm sure you'd have liked to get a few more or get RCB a lot closer. Didn't have a lot of support. They just lost too many wickets. And the good part for them is he's still shown form. Even though he might have taken a little bit of time with all those wickets falling, we saw some shots which only a class batsman can play. So the form's certainly back in these last 2 innings. It shows. I'm sure he much rather prefer RCB winning than or both obviously, but much rather prefer the team winning than just his form back. So 6, but he looks in good form again.
All right, and finally Washington Sundar, when he bowled his 4 overs for 20, he continues to be economical. I thought he'll be the most economical bowler of the day, and then Akshar Patel happened. But how would you mark Washington Sundar for the ball and a short cameo, 17 of 11 with bat?
Yeah, I think 8. I think it's not an easy job what he does with the new ball against a lot of aggressive players. I think Prithvi really started quickly today. Yes, he had Dhawan to bowl at left-hander, but it's not like Dhawan struggles against spin. He's still aggressive. So he had to bowl well, came back again and, finished his quota. Has been quite good in this tournament. And Virat Kohli has actually been quite smart to use him up front and not keep too many overs of his later on in the innings because that is the best place for him to bowl, or rather, he enjoys doing that job. Uh, so yeah, one of the few positives on the night on a tough night for RCB.
Right, Ajit Agarkar, thank you very much for marking players from both Bangalore and Delhi. That rounds up our basic first mark sheet of the match.
Basic First, specialized platform for JEE Main Advanced NEET and 6 to 12.